Hello class, I'm going to help you understand this MBTI report and go over it a bit. We will be looking at mine for an example. This is my report here. As you can see, I'm on the first page. This is just the title and it has just basic information on this cover page. Pretty easy to understand there. Then as we scroll to the second page, you'll see an introduction here. This will tell you a bit about the report. It gives you information about the MBTI. It talks about the developers, Isabel Briggs Myers and Catherine Briggs, and how it is based off the psychological types of Carl Jung. Carl Jung, again, was a Swiss psychologist that came up with these types. A little bit has been added to his theory. But this page also tells you how this report can help you identify potential occupations of interest and where the information about occupations come from, which is ONET Online, a large government database that has tons of information about occupations. It also tells you that the MBTI types on this report has been established using information for more than 92,000 working adults who took the MBTI and reported that they were satisfied with their jobs. So the jobs that your report shows will tell you that you may be satisfied in those areas. Then down here, as you scroll down, it just gives you a key about how your report is organized. So this is describing the sections of how your report is organized. These are the different sections of the report, so pretty self-explanatory. As we go on to page 3, this shows you your results. Now, as I mentioned, this is my report, so your results would be different most likely. But you would look at this big box here, and this is my reported type. So this is my personality type. ESTP is what it reports. Your personality type is one of 16 types outlined by the MBTI. As you can see, it determined mine was ESTP. And in this box, you have these 4 what we call dichotomies. So you have extroversion, introversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, and perceiving. This top one is where you focus your attention or get your energy from. Do you get energy from the outside world, such as people and things, or do you get energy from the inside world, such as ideas or impressions? Then the next dichotomy is sensing and intuition. This tells us what we prefer when we take in information. Do you prefer taking in information through the 5 senses and focusing on the here and now, or do you take in information from patterns and possibilities? Remember, most likely you would do both, but it is what you generally prefer, what comes more natural to you. Then we have the thinking and feeling preference. This tells us what we prefer when we make decisions. People that use the thinking preference tend to make decisions based on logic, whereas people with the feeling preference tend to make decisions based on values and person-centered concerns. And the personality type video above this one describes this more in detail. So this might be confusing unless you watch the video above this one. Then we have the judging and perceiving dichotomy here. This tells us how you prefer dealing with the outer world. People that prefer judging like to plan, have structure, have things settled. Those that use the perceiving preference more often would like to be more flexible in their approach. They like to have their options open. I definitely see my preference here, by the way, for perceiving. I'll often jump right into things without having a plan or start things without an end in mind. So the boxes that are highlighted, as you can see, ESTP on mine, yours will be much different, but it will show you your preference, what you tend to do more, what comes more natural to you with greater ease. Now if you scroll down below, you'll see the scales here. This shows the clarity of your reported preference. This shows you how sure you are on your preferences. The longer the bar to one end or the other, the surer you are about your preferences. When you have short bars, this means that you are less sure about your preferences. So when they're close to the midline here, but when they're on the opposite ends or stretched out toward one end to the other, that shows that you are quite sure about your preferences. I've seen both. I've seen some reports where the bars are all the way at the end or then more toward the midline here. And the reason that this shows you how sure you are on your preferences is built in how the assessment was constructed. It is really a self-report that asks you situational type of questions about how you react or respond to different situations. And depending on how you answered those questions, shows the clarity of your preferences. So here again, you can see my reported type is ESTP. By the way, this is just a brief overview of the report. So if you want to know more about it or ask questions about your report, I would recommend meeting with a career counselor in the Career Services Center. They'll be able to help you, and I can be able to help you as well. So this is the page that has your results. I think my results were quite accurate, only I thought I would see more of the feeling preference, a bit more. So the scale surprised me, but let me know your thoughts on this discussion post. Okay, so we'll go down to page 4. Here you will see information about how your personality type plays a role into your career choice. Again, my personality type according to this report is ESTP, but yours would be much different most likely. Here it will show you what type of work tasks you would prefer. For example, it tells me that I would prefer selling and promoting here. And I have done this in the past while earning my undergraduate degree. I did feel like I was quite good at it, but as I grew older, I knew that it wasn't something I really wanted to do the rest of my life. However, I think I'm pretty quick at solving problems, as it says here, and jumping in and solving tangible problems, something I think is one of my strengths. And I think I use the sensing and thinking preference that helps me to come to those solutions quickly. Here on this report, you can see your preferred work environment. Mine shows that my work environment would be entrepreneurial. I actually originally went into business and had a few gigs selling things with friends when I was younger, and I was a supervisor at Sports Authority many years ago. I also enjoy a lot of autonomy. That is something I really value, so I can definitely see that. You may have a similar story with your preferred tasks or environment. I just really recommend reading through your report thoroughly. It may confirm a lot of things about you. And then down here, it shows you the action steps of what to do next. It also recommends, again, using ONET Online to research potential occupations that have these attributes within them. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, page 5 shows you how your personality type affects your career exploration process. One thing I love about this report is that it shows you what specific challenges people of this personality type can have and how to improve upon them. It gives you suggested strategies here, so it shows you right here in this box. This box has great input. Career exploration, by the way, is a process of learning about yourself and the world of work. During this process, you would identify potential occupations. This report on this page shows you how your strengths, according to your personality type, can help you with this process. So it just gives you a lot of good information here. It shows you the challenges here and the suggested strategies to improve those particular challenges that you may have with the personality type that the results identifies you with. And as we scroll on to page 6, it is outlined in a similar way to page 5, only it's geared toward career development. Now, career development is different from career exploration, which we looked at just the page before. Career development is a lifelong process. It involves learning new skills, managing work and leisure activities, and moving toward an end goal. So on this page of the report, it shows you what your personality style has probably helped you develop strength in. If you look at this box here, it tells me that I can apply common sense and experience to problems, or dealing with crisis and jumping to solve immediate problems. And as you scroll down here, you can see the challenges and then the suggested strategies to overcome or manage those challenges or to improve those challenges. So here I think is quite accurate how my personality type may find adapting easily to changing facts or situation. I think this is one of my strengths. Also quickly analyzing what is wrong and fixing it. I think I can do that quite quickly as well. But then down here again, my challenges, which include losing interest in long-term projects or complicated projects. This is something that comes from my perceiving type of personality, where I just start things without really having an end in mind. Sometimes I just get enthused to start something, jump in without really thinking about the end goal. And I've definitely noticed this to some extent. Anyway, your report will show you some challenges and then the suggested strategies to improve them. Again, the action steps down here will show you step by step how to use this information by identifying the career, reviewing the strengths and challenges, and then compare that to a job or an occupation. Then on page 7, It will tell you about job families and how they rank according to your personality type. Here they will show you how many of your same type was in the sample that they gathered. As you can see, there was 5,114 ESTPs in this sample. Your number will most likely be different unless your reported type is ESTP as well. This page also tells you more about the information on how the occupations are organized and how to look at the most attractive section. Here I will show you on this next page. Here you can see the most attractive job families, moderately attractive job families for ESTPs or for your personality type, and then least attractive job families. So you want to focus up here. So here in the most attractive job families, by the way, is more like a category of occupations that people with your same personality type reported being satisfied in. And then the moderately attractive job families, and then least attractive job families down here. So looking at the most attractive job families, does this sound like you or something that you would enjoy? Notice that mine has a lot of attention to detail and physical jobs. This report shows me jobs I don't really like to do, especially long term. As you can see, these are a lot of physical jobs that require attention to detail. I have done grounds maintenance and landscaping and sales. Here you can see them. But I don't enjoy them. So this is an important thing to keep in mind. You trump your results, of course. This just shows you what people with your same personality type found satisfying. If you know you don't like that type of work, of course, don't do it. If anything, this report will help you to see patterns of behavior and what environments you may really enjoy. But if the occupation it recommends is not something you like, you definitely don't want to do it. But just gaining this information is helpful because knowing, for example, if you're extroverted, you don't want to be behind a desk all day. Knowing if you're more introverted or prefer working alone or sticking to a particular task, you don't want to be in front of people talking. You'd just be too exhausted if you're the introverted type. Okay, as we scroll down, there's page 9. And it shows you occupations that are most attractive to people of your same personality type. Here it shows you specific jobs that were most popular occupations for individuals with your personality type. So as you can see, a lot of these jobs here, again, require attention to detail. It shows inspector, engineering tech, cost estimator. So look over your report and see what the most popular occupations for your personality type are, and do you think you would like it? This page is pretty self-explanatory, but what it does recommend is going to onetonline.org again, which again is a website that has tons of information about occupations, and researching those occupations is what it recommends. It gives you some instructions on how to do that. Okay, so now we'll scroll to page 10 here. Now page 10 just shows you the least popular occupations for your personality type. So overall, the report explains things pretty well. This should help you understand your report, and if you have in-depth questions about your report, again, you can visit Career Services or make an appointment with a career counselor. Take care.